Hey guys, and welcome to Armchair Conversations with Rob. Today I want to talk a little bit about a subject that I spoke on earlier, and I definitely talk about with friends at times, which is how bad do you want it? There are times when you are going to, want things in life, and some of them are really, really important. You know, they might be very important to you. You can want something to do with your body, or maybe you want money, or maybe you want a reputation in business, or maybe you want a reputation around town. I mean, there are so many things that you can want that are worthwhile to you. Because my honest opinion about things that you want is it's all relative. It might be important to you, but it might not be important to somebody else. But that doesn't mean that it shouldn't want it or you shouldn't go after it. But today I want to talk more about how bad do you want it in the sense of what are you willing to do to get to where you need to go or to get to where you want to go. A lot of times we will do certain things but not others, and there are times when that may not be enough. Like, for example, your own thoughts about something or your own knowledge at this point in time may not be enough to get you where you need to go. But it doesn't mean that you can't work harder, because everything has its place and everything's relative. So working harder is relative too. You may have to sacrifice and do many things that maybe are uncomfortable to get to a place where you want to go. And that's really the gist of it is how bad do you want something? Uh, are you willing to give up the beliefs that you have that keep you from it? Are you willing to actually go out and figure out what those are? Because if you have a belief about money that says that rich people are bad, or people who have money are bad, or they have to do something bad to get it, but yet and still you desire it very strongly, you're going to have a problem. So you may have to give up the belief. Well, ain't no may about it, but you have to give up the belief that money is bad or that people who have it are bad in order to open up the possibilities for you to get closer to what you want. You may have to give up the idea that working hard is the only way that you're going to make money, or anything else for that matter. Because there's a place for everything. There's a place for hard work, but there's also a place for strategic timing, planning, knowledge, position. There's so many other ways that you can do what you need to do to get somewhere. But you have to answer the question for yourself about what it is that you want and how bad do you want it. My caveat is it doesn't necessarily mean if you're not willing to go to the nth degree that it's not something you want or can have. It just may be that you have to make peace in your mind with the idea of taking baby steps to get where you need to go. Or that maybe it may take you longer than somebody who's willing to, lose sleep over it or work to the nth degree over it. But it doesn't mean that it's not important to you, and it doesn't mean that you don't want it. It doesn't mean that you can't have it either. I'm definitely not a believer that the only people who get stuff are the ones who bust everything and sacrifice everything. But you do need to be willing to examine your belief system and say, okay, is this belief taking me closer or further away from my goal? And be practical and basic about it. I'm not asking you to make some convoluted, complicated psychological examination, but I'm saying that if your ideas about money are going to keep you from getting it or sabotage you when you get there, maybe you need to change those beliefs. If your beliefs about a relationship and how things should be are sabotaging your ability to get one that's happy and harmonious, whether it's a love relationship or friends, family, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ear. Doesn't matter. You have to decide if those beliefs are getting you closer to what you want or further away, and you may have to drop them. And really, to me, that's the biggest part of how bad do you want it. Do you want to give up the beliefs that keep you from your happy ending, or are you going to stubbornly cling on to them because of some other ego issue, which we may talk about later, that's going to keep you from getting it? So, just a quick thought to recap. Wanting it badly is good. It's not enough necessarily, and you don't necessarily have to kill yourself to get things. But you do have to set in your mind that possibly it may take longer, or you may have to take a different path than somebody who's willing to sacrifice things. You do have to examine your belief system to be willing to consider if you have to drop certain beliefs about how life is to get to what you want, or adopt new ones. Let's go there. You may have to learn something brand spanking new and let go of the idea that you know it all already. Okay. That one is a big life trap for most people, because we all like to feel like we're smart and intelligent and that we are, worth it, of substance worthy somehow. And sometimes we justify that by refusing to learn, refusing to grow, and just staying in our method, our little rigid dogma way of thinking, and then wondering why the things that we want don't show up, or that there's such unhappiness and issues. So again, you got to also be willing to adopt new beliefs to get what you want as well. So just want to throw that out there, just to see what people think. I definitely am a believer in hard work, but I'm also a believer in smart work. I'm also a believer in adopting new beliefs, but also getting rid of the ones that you don't need. So really, if I had 4 things I had to take away from this one today, it would be willing to drop your old beliefs, be willing to take on new ones, be willing to work hard, but also be willing to work smart. So, thanks guys, I really appreciate it. So, send me some feedback, send me some comments. Those of you who like it, subscribe. If you don't, hey, that's what search engines are for. You will find what you need if you want it bad enough. So, thank you guys for sharing my armchair, and have a wonderful day whenever and wherever you are.